What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of From the Sidelines. I'm Cullen Mac.
I'm DiMaggio.
Got a great episode for you guys, as always.
I think we start off with the hot stove. That's right, it's getting hot, baby. The World Series just ended. And why? Why not look forward to next season? I mean, it's right around the corner, isn't it? It's not really. We're not even at winter meetings yet. But that leads me to my next question. I have a couple free agents on my list here. Do you think we could give a possible destination to these free agents?
I'd love to. Let's do it.
Why don't you start us off?
My favorite guy of these free agents, Teoscar Hernandez. I just don't see him leaving Los Angeles. And I don't see the Dodgers wanting him to leave either. Everyone loves him in this clubhouse. And he's a great player. If we let him walk because we, for some reason, get a guy we're about to talk about in 2 seconds, I'd be very upset. He was great for us all year. Teo, please stay in LA.
Well, I mean, he was a piece of your championship.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Freddie Freeman who hit a home run. It was the guy who backed him up and hit the home run, too. It was Teoscar Hernandez. I don't know much about him defensively. I just know that guy has a bat. And, I mean, he was a 4-hitter for the best team in the game. You're going to get rid of that?
No
it's
way.
A big piece in the lineup. I wouldn't do it. So I agree. Stay with the Dodgers, Teoscar. Or, if you want to make the league more fair, leave. All right, next. Pete Alonso.
Polar bear.
I know a little bit about this guy. He's on the New York Mets. I had the fortune of meeting him this year in San Diego. And yet, as loyal as he seemed to the Mets, I think he takes the subway and I think he goes over to the Bronx.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think I have to agree with you on that one. If he doesn't stay with the Mets, I definitely think he goes to the Yankees. The Yankees, they need a first baseman, especially after the flub by Rizzo. And, you know, I don't want to put too much hate on Rizzo because he did play through a broken hand.
He's got a horrible hand.
Yeah, but
that's bad.
Pete would be a great addition to this Yankees team, especially if they're able to keep him and the next guy.
You think he mashed in Citi Field? The amount of opposite
the
runs
tacos
he's going to have in that little bandbox.
It's going to be crazy.
I don't want to say he's going to have. I still want him to be a Met. Yeah. But the only reason he wouldn't be a Met is because of
Juan Soto, who I see him either staying with the Yankees or I see him going to the highest bidder, who I think is the Mets. Aww. Please do not come to LA, Juan Soto. I love you, man. I know you're a great player, but we just won without you, so we don't need you. And I know...
Yeah, this guy was really raving about his defense earlier.
No, I don't think he's that great of a defender. Yeah. I think Mookie's way better of a defender, and if we get Juan Soto, that means Mookie's going to have to go back to the infield, which...
You're not, no. As good as Juan Soto is, and as big as he is in right field, no. 3-ring Mookie is staying ship, even if you get Juan. Trust me.
The MLB and the Dodgers general manager reported the other day that they're going to play Mookie back in the infield in 2025.
And as soon as I saw that headline, I think the opposite. That means they're moving him to the infield so they have room for Soto.
Yeah, I don't think. His spot isn't the infield. He's a Gold Glove right fielder for a reason. We should keep him there, even if we sign Soto. I don't know, if we sign Soto, is he going to play like left field? Because that's Teo's spot. Would he play center? Because that's Tommy Edmonds'
Here's my joke for you guys. As much of a luxury as Juan Soto is, how much luxury tax do you really want to spend?
If we get Juan Soto, right? Let's say we do play him, right? Would you feel comfortable moving Mookie to center? I would. And keeping Juan in right?
Who's your center fielder right now?
Tommy Edman and Kike Hernandez.
Oh, yeah. Move him to center field immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately, because Mookie can cover ground.
And Tommy could I like Tommy as shortstop.
Maybe you should be Dave Roberts. Because that's an incredible idea.
Not only
do you have the mindset of Dave Roberts, but it sounds like you have the money to pay both these guys as well.
I do. Check my bank account.
Let's not get carried away here. The only starting pitcher I have on this list, Max Fried. I'll start. There's another free agent that we're not going to talk about, Corbin Burns. I think Corbin Burns leaves the team he was on last year. Mm-hmm. And what team was that? The Baltimore Orioles. Because of what I just said. If Corbin Burns leaves, they need a new ace.
Yeah.
And they need to beat the Yankees somehow.
That makes sense.
And they sucked in the playoffs this year. Why not get a better pitcher?
MLB.com says Max Fried's going to the Dodgers. I don't believe that at all. That just doesn't make sense. Especially because apparently MLB says they're also going to get
Roki Sasaka.
According to the guys in Japan, he's better than Yamamoto, but he has less control. Anyway,
you're not going to get him for a while, though.
With Joe Musgrove being out because he has to get the Tommy John surgery, I think Max Fried might go to the Padres. build.
He's from California.
Yeah, they might just keep building up that rotation, so where that their starting pitching is amazing, and they just have a terrible bullpen.
I mean, you add Max Fried, and what does the rotation become? Max Fried 1, Dylan Cease 2, Yu Darvish 3. That's a great 1, 2,
and then
3.
when Musgrove comes back,
yeah, for sure.
I love Musgrove.
There's a couple people we're forgetting. I
Dodger
apologize,
killer.
but yeah. And the last guy, another Dodger killer,
Alex Bregman. See, I know you said he's unhappy in Houston, but if he doesn't remain in Houston, I see him going to 2 places. I can see him going to the Blue Jays. I think that could be a kind of an interesting fit. You still have Bo Bichette. You got Vladdy at first. Just kind of fill in that infield like when you had Matt Chapman there a couple years ago. Or
yeah, I could see that.
Maybe he goes to the Royals.
You sound less confident in that pick.
Yeah, I sound less confident in that one.
I like the Blue Jays pick a lot more.
Yeah.
He's from Louisiana, right? Pretty sure he went to LSU.
He'll get paid.
I think he's gonna go to AJ Vukovic's hometown. I think he's gonna go to the Brewers. Why?
I like that one.
I know, I like it too. Christian Yelich needs another superstar. He's got a budding one.
And Willie Adames is leaving.
Willie Adames is definitely leaving. He's got a budding star in Jackson Chourio. That kid's a beast. What a trifecta you would have in Alex Bregman at third, Christian Yelich and his horrible back in left field, and then young Jackson Chourio in right field. And you got
what about young Alex Bregman?
He's not that young.
No, I'm kidding.
I just think he's a great player, a great hitter, and Milwaukee needs something to root for.
Well, I think we hit that one out of the park. Yeah. Let's move on to the NFL. A couple big trades happened this past week with the trade deadline. I want to touch on 2 of them with you. The first one that I would like to touch on would be the Browns trading Zadarius Smith to the Lions to fill in that Aiden Hutchinson gap. Zadarius Smith is a beast, man. He was great playing opposite of Myles Garrett, and now the Detroit Lions fill in a much-needed sack hole with Zadarius Smith and Aiden Hutchinson being gone. I think they're contenders with or without Aiden Hutchinson, but I think trading for Zadarius Smith just really locks that defense back up and puts them right back into, Super Bowl contention.
Totally, 100%. Yeah. The next trade on the docket,
also in the NFC,
could not be said without a OH. That's right, my friends. Top 5 cornerback in the NFL, Marshawn Lattimore, is traded to the Washington Commanders for 3 picks in 2025. A 3rd, 4th, and 6th, I'm pretty sure. That's a lot of picks for a lot of talent.
A lot of talent, yeah. Emmanuel Forbes, their first-round draft pick, not really panning out at corner.
Benjamin St. Juste.
I
don't know. They don't have that great corners. This is a big pick.
This is a big pick for them, and now you have a guy that can go up against those number ones and really lock down their biggest weakness, which is their defense, which is insane because they have a defensive-minded guy and Dan Quinn as their head coach. But this is a great pick. Way to go out there and be aggressive, get a great corner, a lockdown guy.
Yeah, that matchup versus the Eagles is going to be that much easier now that you have somebody to guard A.J. Brown.
You can guard A.J. Brown and then, just let Devontae cook you.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see about that.
Well, it won't be J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
And it's not going to be Malik Neighbors.
Holy pull.
I'm dribbling the ball. The Cavs are 9-0 under Kenny Atkinson. This is great. They're playing insane. I didn't even realize they were 9-0. They just have quietly gone 9-0 under great play. They're getting Evan Mobley more involved, which is great. He's out there looking like Al Horford. I mean, he's just. I think I take that as a compliment.
He's really getting involved.
He's getting involved.
No, that's totally a compliment.
And Darius Garland, one of those guys, he can put up 30 or he can put up 15 and still play great either way.
Really?
And Spida's playing great. Jared Allen is blocking shots like there's no tomorrow.
Spida's always great. I don't see a future for him in Cleveland.
I mean, 9-0. They're having a great start.
He's such a Mecca guy to me. Such a New York guy.
We just talked about the highs of highs in basketball, and now let's talk about the lows of lows. The 76ers are 1-6. This is troubled by a Paul George injury, Joel Embiid being injured and shoving a media member, and then now Tyrese Maxey pulling his hamstring. He's going to be out for multiple weeks. Is the season already over for the Sixers, or are we just planning on a second half slide? What are we thinking here?
I mean, the Clippers beat them by almost 20 at least.
And PG's return.
Yeah,
he got booed out.
He didn't do nothing.
I think he was perfect in the first half.
He had a couple buckets. I love PG, and I'm one of those Clipper fans who has no lost love And
No love
I'm
lost.
embarrassed as a Clipper fan that we booed him. One of our only stars we've ever had. We boo.
All right. Well, let's say something kind of interesting. A former Clipper, a guy that, I feel like you have a love-hate relationship with this guy. I've always shown love for this guy because I love how hard he plays on the court. That's Russell Westbrook. Since Jamal Murray's been out with injury for the Nuggets and Russell Westbrook has been starting, the Nuggets are undefeated with Russell Westbrook.
How many games is this?
I think it's 3-0 with him in the starting lineup.
It's better than 2.
Better than 2, but hey, man, he's playing his butt off, so great for him.
Okay, that's all fun and well. But what happens when Jamal Murray comes back? Russ moves back to the bench.
They start losing games.
And then Russ comes into the game, and it's like, with Russ, he feels at his heart that he's like 2017 prime Russ. He always plays like it.
Yeah.
He needs to slow it down.
Dude, he just has one speed.
One speed. And his prime, it was lethal. With the Clippers, it was horrible.
I think what's so important about basketball is being able to change your speed and slowing down and speeding up so quick. And I think maybe sometimes he forgets that he has that ability, and he always goes at 100.
Totally.
Which, I don't want to knock the guy for playing at his hardest, but,
my favorite Russell Westbrook
defenders on
move,
their heels a bit.
My favorite Russell Westbrook move is he's going hard to the basket, and then he just goes swing out to the 3 guy. You think he's going up, and he just goes.
Yeah.
And then there's some open guy, and he's like, "Oh, thank you, Russ."
That's it for the NBA. I want to talk one quick thing about the NHL really quick. Alex Ovechkin, I'm wearing his jersey right now, is playing Sidney Crosby tonight.
Ooh, I might have to watch that.
I believe it's the first time this season. I believe they've played over 70 times in their career. But this is just legendary. These two guys are legends. They're nearing the end of their career. Mm-hmm. And Alex Ovechkin is on an absolute tear this season because...
He's got to be what? Oh.
Because he's about, I think, 40 goals, give or take. I might be wrong here. 40 goals away from breaking the great one, Wayne Gretzky's all-time goals record.
Wow, he's really going to beat Wayne Gretzky's record.
Yeah, man. He's going to be the all-time leading scorer in NHL history.
He's still not going to be better than Gretzky.
He's going to be the all-time leading scorer.
He does have a Stanley, though, right?
He has one Stanley.
One Stanley, 2. How many for Gretzky?
4.
4. I love Ovechkin.
He's the great one.
And he's Russian, right?
Yes, Alex Ovechkin. Alex Ovechkin.
Alex
Number
Ovechkin.
8 for the Washington Capitals.
Yeah, exactly.
I score goal into puck.
So we're going to move over from Russia back to America. College football.
Yeah.
I mean, you got it all with college football. You've got Devin Dampier in New Mexico. You got Ashton Genty in Boise State. You got Ryan Williams at 17 years old tearing it up for Alabama. But what I want to know your wide receiver you. Who's the best college that produced wide receivers? I want to know your cornerback you. I want to know your quarterback you. And finally, I also want to know your running back you.
All right, for wide receiver, I've got 3 letters and 2 words for you. Go Tigers.
For wide receiver?
For wide receiver you, Louisiana State University. It has to be LSU. OBJ, Jarvis Landry, Jamar Jefferson.
They're so good, you just combine them.
Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. You got Dwayne Bowe, DJ Chark, Terrence Marshall Jr., Brandon LaFell, who, maybe not amazing in the NFL, but great in college. Malik Neighbors, and Brian Thomas Jr., whose careers are just only budding.
I was going to go LSU, and then I went USC,
who has
some really great talent. I mean, to name a few, Juju Smith-Schuster, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mike Williams, not the new Mike Williams.
Mike Pittman.
Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Pittman, Lynn Swann.
Oh, Lynn Swann.
The list goes on.
That's great.
So, yeah, I think they might have the upper hand in recent years.
But all time,
I don't know,
man.
All time, USC's got everything. They got everything.
They do have a lot of stuff.
And I might have even put Reggie on there, the amount of times he caught the ball. Jeez. Now, quarterbacks. I mean, you just said the University of Spoiled Children. The University of Southern California for wide receivers. I want to go with them for quarterbacks. I mean, this was tough. I was looking at a bunch of different schools. I was going off of big names. So I was going off Purdue, who has like a Drew Brees, or a Michigan that has a Tom Brady, or a Stanford that has Andrew Luck and John Elway. Notre Dame, you have Joe Montana. I mean, we have all these great names. Bama, did you mention Bama? With Joe Namath?
Yeah, Joe Namath and Tua Tagovailoa.
All right, the list
Jalen
falls off
Hurts.
really fast. AJ McCarron. No.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I think I had to go with USC. In recent
All right.
years, you have Caleb Williams, you've got
Totally.
Sam Darnold, but
Okay.
you also have a guy like Carson Palmer, who had a great NFL career and a great college career. A great college career for Matt Leinart, not so great in the NFL. Same with Mark Sanchez and Matt Barkley as well.
That's a really good list.
They got a great
of
college
college
quarterbacks.
That's why you went with the spoil makers. Let's go with the boil makers,
You
baby.
did go
Come on, Purdue.
Okay. Drew Brees.
Bob
Greasy.
Len Dawson,
Yep.
and Drew Brees. I think those three legends
Beat everyone.
beat
on
all
this
those
list.
guys. I
Yeah.
don't know. I
In the
was
NFL,
going-
definitely. Yeah.
Totally, yeah. And I think Purdue needs a new guy. They need a new guy.
Yeah.
I might have even gone Cal, but we'll cut that out. I'm gonna
Oh,
go.
Aaron
I'm gonna go
Rodgers,
Purdue.
Jared Goff.
I'm gonna go Purdue for sure. For sure. All right, moving on. Second to last, we're gonna go running back. You.
All right. Let the dogs out, baby. Are you kidding me? There's no way you can beat this list of running backs in college, okay? You've got Herschel Walker, okay? You've got Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, Todd Gurley, DeAndre Swift, and no Sean Marino.
I can beat that.
Go ahead. I'd like to see you try. And don't... I know what you're going to say. But no, it's these guys. It's our rival. I know you're going to say our rival, okay?
Roll Tide.
No, get out of here,
Derrick
man.
Henry.
Blah.
Sean Alexander.
Whatever.
Mark Ingram Jr.
Who cares?
Najee Harris.
Blah, blah.
Josh Jacobs.
No way.
Brian Anderson Jr. Brian Robinson Jr. And who knows? The guy currently at Bama who's definitely going to be in the NFL. No, this was tough, man.
I think these two were probably the two that I would consider. I was
Yeah.
considering Bama, but I just can't go against my own squad.
What was
here.
that? I mean, at one point Georgia had Michelle, Chubb, and didn't they have somebody else?
Gurley.
And Gurley? All three of them?
Yeah.
At one time?
I think
That's incredible.
Gurley's last year was like Chubb and Sony's first year.
Oh, wow.
And
I
then
forget about Gurley
Once
in Georgia.
those guys left, we had DeAndre Swift.
I should have put Georgia somewhere on this list. But let's end it with cornerbacks.
All right. Again, I've got 3 letters for you and 1 war song. Florida State Seminoles. Shall I read my list?
Sure.
We just mentioned this guy last week with AJ Vukovic, Leroy Butler, the inventor of the Lambeau Leap. Okay? Above him, I've got Antonio Cromartie. I've got Asante Samuel Jr., Jalen Ramsey, and Dion Neon Sanders. Just to name a few.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Deion Sanders. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Buckeyes. I'm gonna do it. I couldn't get
No,
through,
you guys got some great names.
I couldn't get through this whole list without saying my team. I think my team makes a strong case for all these categories. But Ohio State, I mean, you've got Marshawn Lattimore and Denzel Ward currently in the league. Those are 2 top 5
Oh,
quarterbacks.
wait. I forgot to mention Lee Corso, Florida State alumni.
Oh, like Lee Corso.
Like Lee Corso.
But did he play cornerbacks?
He played quarterback and cornerback. He had
Wow.
14 interceptions in 1 year at Florida State.
As a quarterback?
Corner.
Oh, as a corner. Wow, he was good. He was locked down. Do you think he was as locked down as Antoine Winfield? No, I don't think so.
Also, while he was there, he was roommates with Burt Reynolds.
Really?
Swear to God.
Oh, that would have been a hell of a dorm room. I would have paid
Yeah.
to see that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thank you, Malcolm Jenkins. You're the last guy on that list. All right.
All right.
Cool.
Well, that wraps
it up.
From the sidelines, Cullen Mac.
I'm Daniel DiMaggio.
Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, share. Just give us some love, man.
Yeah, show us some love.
We'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.